This is CGTN, China Global Television Network.
Kenya's government is undertaking an ambitious plan to develop houses for the middle income population. Now, it wants to reduce the cost of living within key urban areas. Now, the government has since engaged a number of local and foreign investors to hasten that role. Actis, which is a leading growth markets investor, and Sharpooji Real Estate, which has developed successful projects in countries such as India, have now launched a $120 million project in Kenya. It will certainly deliver those key projects within Nairobi. But let's discuss this further with Chris Coulson. He's the CEO at Mi Vida Homes, which is a joint venture between Actis and, of course, Indian conglomerate Sharpooji. Very welcome to the studio, sir. Now, as we mentioned, you plan to invest over $120 million US dollars in middle-income houses here in Kenya. What made Kenya an ideal location for you, especially given the fact that we're seeing developers in Kenya being a little bit more cautious in the real estate market right now, given oversupply in the market and, of course, lack of demand as well?
Hi, good evening, and thank you very much for the invitation to join you tonight. Nairobi was always going to be our launch pad. This is a market that we know very, very well. We've also done significant research, in particular around the middle income segment. This is continuing to grow at the rate of about 40,000 homes over the next 3 years. So that's a great market to play in. And we're looking to capitalize on about 15% of that in terms of the current deficit, the supply deficit in the middle income.
Well, give us a sense of how you plan to make it more affordable for the middle income customer in Kenya.
Well, price is key at the moment. Confidence is low. Buyers unfortunately have challenges on other projects that they've invested in. We have looked at various elements like buildability, our design, our procurement strategy as well, so we can really keep costs down. That's a key factor for us. In terms of confidence as well, bringing that buyer confidence back, we're building this brand. Mi Vida is new to market, but we've got Actis and Sharpooji standing behind it, which is significant as well. But we've spoken to 400 buyers over the last 6 months, and we've asked them, what are you looking for when you're making that purchase? So these are homeowners and also investors as well. So we've taken that on board. We've tailored our product. Price is key, location is key as well. The quality of the building has to be exceptional if you're going to really attract a significant volume of buyers. So all of that is a given for us. But we do things like, we're investing heavily in a customer experience center. This is something relatively new to the market, where on this site you can come, you can walk around a showroom, a 2-bed, a 3-bed, and there's a sales office there as well. So this all builds up to that confidence that is missing at the moment in the market.
Right. Is your product, or rather, what makes your product different from what is available in Kenya's market right now? And are you at all worried about the current trends in the real estate market where we are seeing an oversupply of housing?
Okay, I'll answer your second question first. There is an oversupply, but it's more on the higher end, okay? The middle income market today, it is constrained. Price is key, I've already mentioned that. But the constraint is also on the supply side. What we're seeing are a lot of projects which have been, unfortunately, are having issues with how they've been structured. Project finance as well from the banks. Big spike last year in NPLs as well. So, developers are struggling to finish projects. So that's key to us, in coming to market and building on time. I mean, that really is something that is a must for Mi Vida Homes. So, that's our strategy, that's our business plan. Right. And we're very confident that we will be successful here. And then springboard. And we're looking at multiple projects. So our first project is at Garden City. We're just about to launch that next month. And then we're committed to 4 other projects in Nairobi. And these are phased, but they're up to, they're sizable, 300, 400, 600 units. So the market's soon going to hear of us.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is a joint venture between Actis and Indian company Sharpooji Palonji, which has undertaken similar projects in India. Quite a different market. So give us a sense of how Kenya's market compares to India's market.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, India has this demand. I mean, just the scale of the country, you know, 1.4 billion people. So the joint venture between Actis and Sharpooji Palonji it's a $750 million joint venture. Mm-hmm. It's 25,000 homes pipelined today. We are like the little brother. You know, we're looking at 3,000 units, you know, to come online over the next 2 years. When they launch a project, the problem they have is that they have, you know, pent-up demand and you know, they sell much faster. Their sales velocity is much faster. So the challenges we've got today are different. You know, it's opposite, to be honest. You know, we have to enter a market where, you know, there are some significant structural issues. We've got to address those with our brand, and we've got to bring that confidence back to the buyers, and you know, see if we can get a really strong sales velocity, which, you know, it's at the moment it's looking very good. We only launched 10 days ago, and the response has been amazing.
All right. Well, of course, as you mentioned, Africa has quite a number of issues compared to India. You talked about structural issues. We also have a big problem with getting capital to take on such projects. So give us a sense of where you're getting the capital. What's the capital structure to get this project on the road?
So this is a joint venture with Actis, and this is through Actis Real Estate Fund 3. Right. So this is a Pan-African fund. And with Sharpooji Palonji, they're putting 25% in. Right. So there's no third party here. This is a closed joint venture between Actis and SPRE. Right. But if we just expand on that, you know, there is a credit crunch today on the developer side. It's very challenging for them. They can't just rely now solely on income from sales. You know, they do need equity in order to start projects and to undertake these sizable developments. So, you know, that we're fortunate because we don't face those issues, but they're still there today in the market. And, you know, we do need more institutional capital coming in.
Right. Okay, well, we'll certainly catch up with the project when it kicks off. Of course, you're on phase one right now. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Thank you so much for that update. That was Chris Coulson. He's the CEO at Mi Vida Homes, of course, which is a joint venture between Actis and Sharpooji Palonji.